Doctor Strange in the MCU sort of world of movies isn't, out of all the nearly 30 movies now, isn't the one that is talked about the most. But since all of these trailers came out and all these goodies came in, and of course the TikTok crowd got hold of it and started breaking these things down, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has been very much a talking point. Now, I'm not going to lie to any of you here, I really like this movie. Ah yes, shock horror, that Ginger Girl Reviews likes a Marvel movie. Hell, I even liked fucking Morbius. The Morbius is the room of Marvel, as far as I'm concerned. But I actually like Doctor Strange 2, rather than me tangling all my words. I actually liked it because it's actually good. First of all, I'm not going to sit here and just completely love it without having any sort of... You know, I'm a big fan of the MCU. It's not a secret, but I'm not going to sit here and say this film is perfect. The story is a little bit paint by numbers. It's very strange, pardon the pun. But it's also very kind of, you know, it's not the strongest film we've had so far in this epic sort of series of movies that we've had. But saying that, it is very engaging for a couple of reasons. Listen, it's good to have Sam Raimi back. Obviously, he did the original Spider-Man trilogy starting in 2002. So he's, you know, kind of the godfather of all of this. Before the Kevin Feige days, he's been around, he's done it all. He was the man who brought Tobey Maguire into the mix, obviously, who we've now seen in a very recent film. That's a bit of a spoiler if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen the new Spider-Man, then what are you doing here? Having him back is great, and he's added some horror elements into this. There's a stunning scene where Wanda is running through a tunnel, and it's like an Evil Dead scene. She's like a zombie in it. It's great. He's brought in these new elements, much like Taika Waititi did, bringing more comedy into Thor. Doctor Strange is a character that you can bring in things and it shouldn't really hurt it. It's weird anyway. He deals with multiverses and other people bringing themselves into his, you know, his sanctum sanctorums. He's a character that is, it's, you know, you can bend and twist it any way you want to, which is good. Sam Raimi hasn't been scared of that. And I'd be very surprised if he had been watching all of the MCU. There is a news article out there saying he didn't watch all of Wandavision. He watched key moments to get to the point where he needed to with Wanda. So he's not been out there absolutely loving it, but that doesn't matter. He's done his own thing. And the good thing about Kevin Feige and all the Marvel guys is he's trusted him to do that. You don't need to be a nerd to know all of this stuff. You can just love film and love the character, which is what he's done, and I love that and I trust that, and it's a refreshing film. I do have to say that my MVA, my most valuable actor in this movie, has to be my absolute favourite person in the world, Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff. It's so weird to see how she came from Age of Ultron as the tiny, quiet little witch who could manipulate minds to her own Disney Plus show, and you get everything that she's done so far from that movie onwards. Civil War, the character has moved on more than most. I have of course talked about Wandavision. Down below I'll put the link to my review of the first 2 episodes, and I also reviewed the trailer when it first came out. She has done an exceptional job. She very much invokes the same thing for me as Benedict Cumberbatch does Doctor Strange. You've got your Margot Robbies as Harley Quinn, you've got your Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, you've got, who else? Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. All of these people that are almost born to do the job they're doing and born to do this character. Elizabeth Olsen has taken a character that not a lot of people, especially me and in way back when, were really expecting this character to do anything, but she's taken it with such maturity and such love for Wanda that it's so cool. And as I was mentioning earlier with the zombie type scene, that she's like dragging her feet along and covered in blood, and it sounds much more dark than it is, but she's just so comfortable in that character, and I can't see anybody else being Wanda Maximoff. 100% the best character in the entire movie. Also, Elizabeth Olsen has made Wanda such a badass. Now, she is one of my favourite characters in the entire series. I think she's so underrated, so underpowered. I love that they've given her this thick, juicy, meaty amount of power, and she's scary, she's terrifying. You don't look at Lizzie Olsen as terrifying, but she's made that happen. And just an FYI, I'm trying to bat around the idea because I'm not giving away any spoilers here. I'm not the morons on TikTok who post the end credit scene on there. If you want any spoilers, trust me. 2 days before I saw this movie, the Americans were putting them all over the place. So just, you know, that's what TikTok fucking idiots are for, is to ruin this for you. Suchi Gomez, I hope I pronounced that right. Apologies, and please let me know I pronounced it right in the comments, has come in as America Chavez, who is a, I don't know, mid-teens girl who can travel between the multiverses. America Chavez is one of those characters that everybody's been looking forward to come into the MCU. What a refreshing character to have. She is inclusive. She has got 2 mothers, which is great to see. We need more of this inclusivity in the MCU. It is great to see that Sam Raimi's brought that in. I don't know too much about the character. I think that was part of the comic books anyway. Please don't hate me, just let me know and educate me. I'd love to know. I am really excited to see what Suchi Gomez does with this character, her inclusivity and the way she does things, and she's very natural on the camera. She's very much part of the MCU now, and I'm really looking forward to how they bring her in. Is she going to be part of Quantum Mania? There's so many questions I came out of the cinema thinking, and I'm so fully involved in what America Chavez is going to do in the entirety, because she's going to be a linchpin guaranteed. While the story is not the strongest, Sam Raimi has taken this character of Doctor Strange. He's brought in so many different elements. He's really integrated the multiverse very well. There's not a huge amount of multiverse work. He maybe goes into like 2 multiverses, but even then it's fun. You've seen the trailers have given quite a fair bit away, but there's plenty more to entertain you that people haven't hopefully spoiled for you online. I really hope they haven't. This is one of those films you have to go and see it yourself. The horror elements are fresh, they keep you engaged. It's entirely different. Of all of the other MCU films, I compare it to Thor Ragnarok because of how different it is and how much of a left swing it is compared to everything else that's in the MCU at the moment. Yeah, it's cookie cutter in parts, which is what the MCU do, but it does it in its own way, and it's very, very nice to see. And as always, I no longer actually put a letter or a number. I don't put it out of 10 or anything. It is more of, do I recommend Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? Of course I fucking do. It is so good. It takes established characters and makes them more fun so you're not bored of them, and it introduces multiverse and other characters and everything. It's brilliant. Go and see it. Don't listen to the people who there's so many articles out there saying, oh, it's a 6 out of 10, because people get so many stupid things in their head and theories that when they go wrong, they cry and jizz into their fucking sock because it wasn't correct. It's boring. Go and make your own assumption about it. Honestly, that's what I did. Ignored all of everything. I couldn't get away from trailers, but I ignored everybody else's opinions and just went and watched it, and that is the best thing to do. I nearly burped like twice then. That was bad. There you have it, guys. There is my recommendation / review of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. There is nothing behind me at the moment. Me and my wife are doing some renovations around the house, so I have a backdrop and a table here just so I can do reviews and still look a little bit professional about it. I've still got a setup, but it's not entirely there. This will change over coming videos. But guys, if you have seen Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to know. I will link my videos for Wandavision and all my bits, my reactions and all those, and my favourite MCU characters, I'll put these all in the description for you so you can go back and watch those. They're a couple of years old, so I'm a bit thinner and a little bit more enthusiastic, but please enjoy, guys, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. And until next time, this is your friendly neighbourhood ginger guy saying, Ginge out.